September 11th, I remember I was getting dressed to start college.
9/11, wow. I remember during that time in my life I was attending the police academy in San Antonio. I was still working.
I can remember pretty vividly where I was at on 9/11. I was actually in a training class, a week-long training class at a previous employer. We were actually training for shooting incidents, those involving active shooters and so forth.
On September 11th, I was at the police department at work.
September 11th. Wow. I remember getting ready for school.
I remember walking into the break room and looking up, and we were watching Fox News, and that was a day that's probably changed my life forever. I walked into the break room shortly after the first plane had struck, and of course me and my co-workers were mesmerized about what we saw. And
everybody was in the conference room watching the news, and when we were all standing there watching the news, that's when the second plane hit, and that's when it became real for me.
When I had the news on showing the Twin Towers and a plane had struck,
our instructor came across and indicated that there was something going on television, so we cut the TV on and saw that the first plane had hit the towers. At that point, we really didn't know what was going on.
I stayed glued to that TV. I remember my grandmother telling me that she remembers the day, she'll never forget when Kennedy was shot, and that's kind of like our Kennedy assassination.
And the days afterwards, we got to really start understanding the complexity of it all and how large of a situation it was and all the lives that were lost.
My first thoughts were, I have to get my kids, my two daughters. I had one daughter in high school and one in elementary school. And the first thought was, I need to get my girls and bring them here to the police department.
It was scary. Just to know that the United States just has entered into a war. I was thinking about wanting to join the military. Due to my medical condition, I knew I couldn't. But I knew there was a bigger calling in my life.
That day I understood what it was to be an American. That day I learned what it was to serve your fellow Americans.
It's just something I'll never forget. Just want to thank all the, my father-in-law served in the Air Force, my dad did too. Just want to thank them for their service and everybody else who's, still doing it.
This day I am thankful for all the men and women of our armed services, those who fight for my freedom. I'm thankful that I have this opportunity to serve the citizens of Seguin, serve the citizens of Texas.
My hats go out to the first responders, the police, dispatchers, firefighters. Nobody knows what it's like to be a first responder until you're actually there working with these people. It's a thankless job, but it's a job that they do with their heart. They love service to the community. I can attest to that, they do. As for the people who lost their loved ones that day, my heart goes out to you. And I know that this anniversary is a painful one for you, as it is every year, but I pray God's peace over you.
It was a tragic day. It's one that we'll never forget. And we offer our condolences to those who lost loved ones in that situation. And I'm thankful that we do have the men and women in blue and other colored uniforms who are out here every day trying to protect our securities and our rights, and of course the soldiers, men and women abroad and on our grounds there.
We'll never forget.